going to ask you, what are the consequences of filaggrin on atopic dermatitis?
So filaggrin is a barrier protein. We all have it in the outer layers of our skin. If you don't have it, which around 10% of populations, European, Chinese, Japanese populations, around 10% lack 50% of their filaggrin, and they're much more likely to have dry, irritable skin, which then gives them a very high risk of atopic dermatitis. If you have atopic dermatitis and you have a filaggrin mutation, obviously not everyone who has atopic dermatitis does, but those who do have a very different course of their illness. They have much more severe disease, it's more persistent, they have more infections with staphylococcus, with herpes simplex virus. They're more likely to have asthma, and if they do have asthma, it's more likely to be difficult to control. They're more likely to have multiple food allergies. So there's a range of additional, what we sometimes call comorbidities, or endophenotypes that filaggrin confers on patients who have got atopic dermatitis. It probably makes them more difficult to treat, although we don't know yet if it has an effect on how they respond to newer drugs, because that work has not yet been done.
Okay. And what are the most innovative therapies?
So the pathogenesis of atopic dermatitis involves barrier dysfunction, which is down to barrier genes, but also down to the microbiome on the barrier. It's also contributed by the Th2 immune response and possibly Th22 and Th17. So it's much easier innovatively to target the immune response than it is to restore the barrier. By targeting the immune response, we hope, and that's yet to be proven in current studies, that the barrier will be repaired and things can be restored to a calm state and really good control. So all of the innovative therapies at the moment are focusing on the Th2 immune axis. Barrier restoration therapies are also under investigation. At the moment, they're difficult to deliver for various technical and biological reasons. It's hard to repair the barrier, so it's much easier to switch off the fire underneath the barrier, the immune response that's exacerbating, that's worsening the barrier defect.